in this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about how to boost your mood with food. So I'm going to be covering foods that make you happy, foods that make you sad, and smart food swaps that you can be doing every single day. Hi there and welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Rosie Millen, a qualified nutritionist. On behalf of Expertia Naturals, this is a Longevity Project, a video series where we share expert-guided insight into general wellness, healthcare, and longevity. What you eat massively dictates how you think, feel, and behave. And making the right food choices can make you feel emotionally stronger and lift your self-esteem. Now, eating regularly is really important, as skipping meals and going long periods of time without any food can actually cause blood glucose levels to drop, and that can make you feel tired, irritable, and snappy. We've all been there. So eating around the clock is really the number one way to maintain sustainable blood sugar levels throughout the day and make sure that your energy is on point and that you have a nice, balanced mood. So my top tips for eating to boost your mood is to make sure that you're eating adequate protein. Now, protein foods such as chicken, fish, quinoa, and lentils, they don't affect blood glucose like sugar does. And it really helps to improve our mood. And that is because protein foods, they contain an amino acid called tryptophan. And tryptophan is converted into serotonin in the body. Now, this is known as the happy hormone. So my second favorite food that you guys need to be eating in order to boost your mood is slow release carbohydrates. So instead of eating refined carbohydrates like white bread, sandwiches, cakes, donuts, my advice is to swap these for complex carbohydrates, and that's things like brown rice, oats, chickpeas. And these release their sugars into the bloodstream much more slowly, and they really help to stabilize our mood. They're also packed with B vitamins, B1, B2, B3, all the way up to B12. And these are actually the nutrients that we need to give us energy and make us feel good.
And now a quick break. This program is brought to you by Expertia Naturals, your trusted and tested brand of food supplements with a pure premium composition. Explore the full collection at expertianaturals.co.uk.
What else do we need to be eating to make sure that we're having a happy day? Well, vegetables and fruits are absolutely key here, and that is because they are a powerhouse of nutrients. They are packed with vitamins and minerals that play specific roles in the body. Now, my favorite vegetables are dark green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, broccoli, and that is because they are high in magnesium. And magnesium is a major muscle relaxant. It literally dilates the blood vessels and enhances blood flow so that all the nutrients can get to the muscles and to the organs. So what else do we want to be avoiding in order to have a better mood? Well, caffeine is a key player here, and you want to make sure that you're not drinking too much. And that is because caffeine is really a stimulant. And what that means is it provides us with a quick burst of energy, but later it can really cause anxiety, low mood, and massively disturb our sleep. Now, caffeine actually has a half-life of about 6 hours. So if you're drinking caffeine at 6 o'clock in the evening, about 6 hours later, like say at midnight, half of that caffeine is still going to be circulating in your bloodstream, and that's really going to affect how you sleep. So you want to make sure that you're not drinking coffee after 2 p.m. What else do we need to do in order to boost our mood? Well, eating healthy fats is really crucial. Now, your brain is actually made up of about 70% fat, and the quality of the fat you eat actually determines the quality of the fat in your brain. And that is because every single brain cell is surrounded by a cellular wall, which is made of fat. And by eating the right fats, it basically means that cell signaling can occur. It also means that nutrient transportation can occur. Now, healthy fats are found in things like oily fish, nuts, walnuts, avocados, olive oil, sunflower oils, sunflower seeds. So you really want to be making sure that you're eating healthy fats every single day. And they're called essential fatty acids because your body doesn't make them. You actually literally have to ingest them every single day. So make sure you're eating healthy fats, guys, to support a healthy brain. So which foods make you happy? Well, my favorite foods here are really bananas, and that is because they are rich in potassium. Now, this is a mineral really responsible to help us lift our mood. They're also a really good source of vitamin B9, also known as folate or folic acid. And low levels of this vitamin have been linked to depression. My favorite food, which helps to support the brain, is salmon. Salmon is like the king of healthy eating for mood and your brain. And that is because it's very high in omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these are also found in flaxseed oil and walnuts. And what I love about omega-3 fats is that they have really powerful anti-inflammatory properties. And studies suggest that they actually help to relieve depression. And there's 2 compounds in the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. Now, these compounds have the most potential when it comes to supporting mood disorders, especially with anxiety and depression. So if you're feeling a little bit low, guys, or if you've got fluctuating mood, you're feeling a bit anxious or depressed, make sure you're increasing your salmon and your oily fish because it will really help to support the brain and make you feel good. Chocolate is high in an amino acid called phenylalanine, which is really good for increasing the neurotransmitter GABA. So it's actually really good for calming you down. Green tea has also been shown to support mood, and I'm a massive fan of green tea. A Japanese study found that psychological stress was actually lower in individuals who drank 5 or more cups of green tea per day. And what I love about green tea is that it actually contains 3 times the amount of antioxidants compared to normal tea. And again, it's also another food that contains something called L-theanine. Now, L-theanine is an amino acid which actually gets converted into GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, and this is the calming neurotransmitter. So that's why when you drink green tea, you feel a little bit lifted because of the caffeine, but because of the L-theanine, you also feel a bit calm, and it's really good for sharpening the brain and the focus. So really good to start your day with a bit of green tea. What else can we eat to support our mood? Well, I really like beans. So that's things like, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans. They're really mood supporting foods. According to a study by the United States Department of Agriculture, low levels of magnesium are actually linked to low energy and depression. And magnesium-rich foods like beans help to prevent energy crashes and are also a great source of fiber, B vitamins, and they help to support digestion as well. So another key food to help support your mood are probiotics. These are the friendly bacteria that are found in yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. Now, what I love about these friendly bacteria is that they are brilliant for aiding digestion. They boost the immune system and they really support our gut. Now, probiotics are really a key contributor to the gut-brain axis, and they have a really calming effect on the body. Now, a happy gut leads to a healthy brain, and as the gut provides fuel for the brain, it actually influences the biochemistry and the neurotransmitters. So when you look after a gut, guys, you really look after your brain. And they say that the gut is the second brain because they are literally, the gut and the brain are in constant communication with each other, and that is via something called the vagus nerve. So increasing fermented foods such as yogurt, sauerkraut, these help to feed the friendly bacteria in your gut. So if you're feeding your gut, you're going to be looking after the brain as well. So let's take a little look at the foods that make you sad. Now, coffee is a double-edged sword here. You've got to be really careful because too much caffeine can actually raise cortisol levels in the bloodstream, which is the stress hormone. It can also lead to anxiety, and it has significant impact on blood glucose, which can really affect our mood. So, you've got to be really careful about the amount of caffeine that you're drinking. My advice is to make sure that you're having about 1 to 2 cups of coffee per day. And please make sure that you're only drinking caffeine after 2 o'clock because it can negatively impact your sleep. So what other foods make you sad? Well, sugary foods and refined carbohydrates like cakes, biscuits, and white bread. Now, initially, these can make you feel energized, but this is quickly followed by a crash, and that can lead to anxiety, shakiness, low mood. So all these refined processed foods, they really lack nutritional value and they don't nourish the body. And that's why they can lead to low mood and poor energy. So my advice is to make sure that you're swapping all those refined carbohydrates for complex carbohydrates because these foods are really high in fiber, they're really high in vitamins and minerals, and they literally nourish your body. Now, another food that you might want to avoid, and this is an obvious one here, guys, for your mood, is alcohol. And research shows that regular excessive alcohol consumption can actually alter brain chemistry and it reduces serotonin levels, which basically is the happy hormone. Drinking too much alcohol can obviously change your mood. It makes us feel more angry. It makes us feel more anxious. Alcohol is very inflammatory in the body and it actually depletes vitamins and minerals in the body that we actually need to boost our mood, like B vitamins and magnesium. So please please try to drink sensibly and in moderation. So let's talk a little bit about smart food swaps in order to boost your mood. So here's some advice for when you're out and about or in the office. Make sure that you're being prepared, guys. I always say that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And being organized is absolutely key in order to achieve your health goals. So whether that's increasing your mood, increasing your energy, my best advice is to make sure you're getting organized and having a meal plan and you're not getting caught out. And healthy snacks is really key here. I always like to make sure that I've got healthy snacks in my car, healthy snacks in my bag, so that I'm never caught out. Because when your blood glucose is low and you don't have any healthy snacks, the first thing you're going to go for is something sugary with some caffeine. So here are my favorite snacks that you guys can eat to boost your mood. Number one is fresh fruit with some nuts and seeds. I love oat cakes with some nut butter on it, or some hummus with some chopped vegetables. Edamame beans are a great one. Maybe some sushi, homemade smoothies, soups or salad. And you can get these when you're out and about, or you can make them from home. If you've got like a salty craving, I would rather you swap those for like the root vegetable crisps or maybe a little bit of salted popcorn. So my favorite lunch options here really focus on the protein, and you want to go for things like chicken stir fry or like beef stir fry with cashew nuts, or like a chicken salad with avocado. I'm a really big fan of glow bowls, which contains loads of beans or halloumi and lots of vegetables as well. So make sure when you're choosing your lunches, guys, that you focus on protein and fiber first. These are the things that are going to fill you up and make you feel really good and really happy. Before you go, this is just a reminder that you can actually find a full summary of each episode of the Longevity Project in the description below. And if you're enjoying this content and would like to stay with us, then please give this video a like, share it with someone who might find it beneficial, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned as we continue exploring wellness, healthcare, and longevity with Expertia Naturals.